If you are squeamish about injuries, this is not the video for you. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Holly. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, comment, you know the whole drill. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be telling you a story. So this is the story of 11 firemen carrying me down a mountain. So let's get started. Let's set the scene a little bit. It was February of 2017. I was a senior in high school and I was going on vacation in Hong Kong with my sister and her boyfriend at the time. And we were visiting several family members there, aunts, uncles, cousins, the whole shebang. And we were there to celebrate Chinese New Year. So we get there, we start off our trip, we're having an amazing time. You know, we have like a private family dinner to celebrate the New Year. And we're getting lots of lychee, the little red pockets, with money in them. We're doing a lot of gambling, as our family loves to do. And then the next day, my aunt, who we were staying with, throws a big New Year's Eve party with all of her friends. It was super fun. We were dancing, we were eating really good food, we were getting lychee. It was super fun. So then a couple days later, it was actually my aunt's birthday. And my aunt really loves to hike. Everyone in my family does. So we decided that we were gonna go for a nice family hike. So we get up a little bit early. And you know, everyone obviously has a different hiking pace. We're kind of a big enough family that when we all hike together, everyone usually kind of has a buddy. Unless like there's like one cousin who's feeling like really arrogant that day and like wants to be in front of everybody else. But usually we all have a buddy. So, and that cousin is me sometimes, guys. Like, I'm not throwing shade. Anyway, so I was kind of towards the front, not to flex, but I'm like pretty fast. So I was with my cousin, one of my younger cousins, and we were just walking, you know, along ahead of the crowd. We were talking about books, talking about Percy Jackson series, you know, just catching up, bonding over whatever similar interests we have. And a couple days before that, I don't remember if it was like the night before or a couple days, but there had been a lot of rain. And so as we're going on the trail, on the mountain, whatever, it was like uphill, so it's a mountain, right? I don't know. So we're walking like this on the rocks, and they're kind of slippery. And I was wearing my really, really old running shoes, my cross-country shoes that I did not want to let go of because we had been through so much together, but there was like no grip left on the bottom. I should really not have trusted them the way that I did. And you know, we're just walking, and I slip on a wet rock. But instead of my ankle going, like my foot going kind of out under me, my ankle just bends completely wrong in a way that ankles are not supposed to bend. And my entire body just kind of falls on top of it. Okay, so obviously I'm like a major drama queen, so I'm sure I made some terrible noises. I was probably like screaming, crying, the whole 9 yards. So, and my poor little cousin, he's like younger than me. I mean, he's not little, he's like a teenager, but he is younger than me. And he's like, oh my God, like, what do I do? Are you okay? And I literally can't get up. Like, my ankle is in so much pain that I literally cannot stand up. I cannot move. So I'm just sitting there on the rock that I like fell on. And we basically wait for like my aunts and uncles to catch up to me, and my aunts all start like freaking out, just in a normal like maternal way, like, oh my God, are you okay? And then my uncle calls the like emergency services right away. But the thing is, we're not in like the city of Hong Kong where the emergency people are located. We are up in the freaking mountain, like far away from everyone. So then these poor emergency people are like, oh man, like some American fell in the mountains, like what are we gonna do? They literally tried, like, I mean, I didn't see any evidence of this. This is just what my uncle told me based on his, like, conversations on the phone. And my aunts had to start talking to them because they only spoke, like, Cantonese. And then I guess they were, like, trying to see if there was a spot on the mountain where they could land a helicopter to come get me, because I could not move. I could not walk down the mountain. There was not a spot for a helicopter. So obviously we're like very far away from all the emergency services. So like they're coming as fast as they can. But basically while they're like strategizing like how are we gonna get this girl off this mountain, and obviously just the actual transporting of emergency responders there, I am literally just sitting on the rock because I like can't move. I'm in so much pain in my ankle. I'm like crying. My ankle is getting like fatter and fatter by every minute. And my butt started to hurt so badly because I was sitting on this like flat, cold rock for such a long time. And like my aunts were trying to like put jackets and stuff underneath me. Oh my God, I'm like so dramatic. It was really not that bad. But I was like, my butt hurts. And they were like, oh, poor baby, like let us help you. So anyway, they decide that the best way to get me down is to send the big buff firemen, and to send them in an ambulance with like their equipment and stuff. But we had already been hiking for a really long time. We were like a decent way up this mountain. So not only did the firemen have to like drive to where the base of the trail was, they had to take all their equipment and climb until where I was. So basically we're sitting there for what feels like forever. My sister and her boyfriend ended up taking my cousin to like the arcade or something, just so he wouldn't have to be like sitting around waiting while I was suffering. And like I'm glad that happened. Anyway, they left and we sit there for like a long time, and then eventually the firemen get there and I'm like, okay, like how is this gonna work? First of all, they did not send like 1 or 2 firemen. They sent a freaking team. There were 11 firemen. So I figure out that the plan that they have come up with, which is it's a smart, good plan. Love this, love the firemen. But they have this like metal chair thing that they're going to strap me to, and like literally like a strap here, strap around my legs, like literally strapped to the metal chair. And they are going to carry me the rest of the hiking trail. So hiking on its own is already like pretty difficult. Like, you know, it's a good workout. And these men had to carry this like big metal thing and my entire body. Okay, so like they lift me off the ground. It is extremely painful. My ankle is so freaking tender. Anytime it like moves at all, it is like extreme pain. So they pick me up. It hurts so bad. And they like buckle me in to this like metal chair and put like a little blankie over me. Very nice. And 4 of them, you know, they each grab like one corner of the chair, and like the other, quick maths, 7 are like following them, and we start trekking down the mountain. So the firemen are carrying me down the mountain on this like metal chair, just like 4 at a time. Every once in a while they like swap out. And like every time we go over like a little rocky, uneven part of the path, it is freaking terrifying because I'm in this chair like shaking around like this. Like literally sometimes I was almost like completely sideways in the chair because like they had to do what they had to do to like get me freaking down the mountain. But it was like obviously I was in a lot of pain, but I was honestly crying more because I was so scared. Like for a lot of it, I had my eyes closed. And so I'm like in pain, terrified. And my aunt starts like laughing and taking pictures and videos of me. I will insert some right here.
再換人啦，推啊推啊轉推，拉咪呢度拉啊，得應該鬥少少，鬥高少少，俾佢哋啦，鬥少少易過啲。
Not you, my auntie. But like at the time I was so annoyed, and I mean I called her out. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like dirty, sweaty, in pain, covered in tears, and you like want to take pictures and videos of me right now? But she was like, no, trust me, like you are gonna want these pictures and videos. And I am so glad she did that, because first of all, I can put them in this video, and then like when I came home from my trip, I showed like everyone I know. I was like, look at the firemen carrying me down the mountain. But anyway, so it was completely terrifying. And like the thing is, obviously you're thinking like, oh, like why would you be scared? Like obviously these like firemen aren't gonna drop you, like this is their job. But like when I opened my eyes, I would look at them, and it was like hot and humid too. They're like dripping in sweat, and like they look scared, and like they look like they're struggling to like carry me. And sometimes they were yelling at each other in Cantonese. Like just imagine you're like looking up and there's like 4 big buff guys over you yelling in a language that you don't understand about how they're going to get your body down the mountain. Okay, that was like terrifying. So I mostly just tried to like close my eyes. I don't know how long it actually took. It probably was like an hour, 2 hours, but it felt like forever. When I got to the bottom of the mountain, there was like, by this time, everyone around this hiking trail has probably heard the firemen coming, heard that someone was injured. People saw me as they were like walking by me and were like, oh, is she okay? Blah, blah, blah. Like most of them just speaking Cantonese to my aunts, because like a lot of people there don't speak English. And like when I came out the exit of the trail, people were like taking pictures of me like strangers. Like not like my aunt. People were like lined up to see me like come out of the mountain. Oh my god, it was so wild. But when I got to the mountain, I've literally never, to the bottom, I've literally never been so happy in my entire life, because I was terrified. I literally thought that the firemen were gonna drop me and I was gonna roll down the side of the mountain and die. And apparently my uncle saw in the newspaper that same day someone else like died hiking in that area, like fell off the side. So like that could have been me. But anyway, after that, I basically completely ruined my aunt's birthday. I'm not gonna like use her name because, you know, I didn't get her permission, but if you're watching this, you know who you are. I'm so sorry. But after, so she like goes along with me as the firemen are taking me down the mountain. She's like taking pictures of me. And then she has to take me to the hospital on her birthday. And I mean, I don't know the system like perfectly well, but I know that in Hong Kong they do have like public health care. When the emergency responders pick you up, they take you to the closest like public hospital. So there's like public hospitals, and then there's hospitals that are like you pay for that are like more expensive. So they take me to the public hospital. Obviously the public hospital, there's like huge long lines. I was waiting there forever. And basically by the time I get to somebody, I don't even really remember this well, but all I know is that they like put me in a wheelchair and kind of wrapped my ankle in this like flimsy little fabric and gave me some like medicine for the pain. And they're like, this is all we can like do for you right now. But honestly, I was just so glad to have medicine. But that took like multiple hours, and by that time I was in the hospital, my ankle was so fat. I'm gonna insert a picture right here. If you're squeamish, you will want to skip ahead. I'll put the time you should skip ahead to on the screen right before. But if you want to see, like, it's pretty wild. And it's not that gross. There's no like blood. It's just a dirty, fat ankle. Here it is. Okay, so like I said, they had only wrapped my ankle in this like flimsy little fabric. So that night when I tried to sleep, like the stuff they had put it in, it didn't hold my ankle still, which was what I needed because it was like super tender. It was like all the like ligaments, is that what they're called? Like we're all messed up. So, but what they gave me did not hold my ankle still. So basically I would fall asleep, and then in my sleep I would move and I would instantly be woken up in pain. It was like so miserable. Then the next day, my aunt, the hero of this story, took me to like a private hospital place and took me to like a specialist. And she honestly probably paid like buckets of money for this. Or maybe my parents paid. Someone paid a lot of money for this. Whoever it was, thank you. They took me to the specialist and they were like, yeah, there's no way she's gonna be able to like walk on this for her trip. So he gave me a cast that basically hold everything still enough and would have like enough padding that I could actually walk on the cast. So I just had like a boot, but I could still walk in this boot. So he offered me a few colors. Obviously I went for hot pink. I'll insert an image here. But then after that, I had like an amazing trip because like obviously I wasn't supposed to walk a lot, and sometimes I got tired. But so then for those times I was like plopped on my aunt's couch. She was like, buy whatever movie you want on like Apple TV. And then other than that, I just like went shopping with my aunt and went to like a lot of fun restaurants and like played mahjong with my cousins, even though I don't know how to play. And so after that, it was totally fine. I went back to school. I didn't have to participate in PE for like a couple weeks, so that was cool. And also, you know, I had a hot pink cast and like I love attention. So at the end of the day, it was totally fine. But that is the story of 11 firemen carrying me down a mountain. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, please like, please comment, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!